What's going on, guys? Krahu here, and welcome to one of the most, I would say, requested videos that I have gotten. My thoughts, basically, on the PS4 and just in general, the next generation of consoles. So, what better way to discuss, Sony's product than to have a gameplay of God of War, which is a Sony exclusive, PlayStation exclusive. God of War Ascension in the background. This is from the demo, so I hope you guys enjoy. This demo looks fantastic. I have played it twice, actually. I beat it twice because I'm a big fan of God of War. That's pretty much the bottom line. Kratos is right next to Solid Snake. They are the #1 badasses of the PlayStation world. But anyway, that's right, the big event happened. There was a big hype for the PlayStation 4. Everybody knew that the PS4 is going to be announced on February 20th, but in the back of our heads, we were like, oh, what if it's something else? Is the world ready for next generation of consoles to come out? The PS4 and the Xbox 720. I will cover the Xbox 720 or whatever it's going to be called after, they have the release in April, like the press release, like Sony had. But for now, we are concentrating on the PS4. So in the back of our heads, we thought, well, it's probably going to be PS4, but what if it's not? What if it's some sort of a new addition to the PS3 or just something completely different? But, we were 99% sure that it's going to be the PS4, and it was. Now, the downside to the whole event is that they never showed the PS4, but I read about it, and I watched many interviews, and they were simply not ready to showcase, the final look, final design of the PS4, and that's understandable. Maybe they have a lot of other designs that they want to go for. That's at least what game trailers said, and all sorts of other, gaming related media, that they're just not set in stone for the final design of the PS4. But to me personally, I think that they are simply holding off to E3 because they don't want to spoil everything. They announced it, and I was happy. A lot of people were kind of sad-faced at the fact that they didn't show the PS4. But I saw that coming from a mile away. I knew, and I told some people that they're probably not going to show it at this conference. What I wanted to get out of this conference is the fact that PS4 is coming, and to see some titles for it. And boy, did I get my wish. I mean, we saw Killzone, we saw I think Drive Club, we saw Watch Dogs, we saw many games. Well, not many, but there was even talk of Battlefield 4 being showcased, but that didn't happen. It's definitely going to be showcased at E3, 100%. Or maybe at a Microsoft conference, but I doubt that. So, Diablo fans got a surprise. Diablo 3 is coming to the PS3 and the PS4, which is cool. And the release date is going to be the holiday season of 2013. Now, the pros of the console is that it's which I like very much, is that it's gaming oriented. Now, it's obvious that when you say console, it's all about video games. That's not true for the past, since the new dawn of the Xbox and the PS3 and whatever. They were very much social media, gaming / doing something else type of stuff. And this conference, it blew me out of the water because just the sheer amount of shit that they put in the console, and by shit I mean very positively. The things that I like, they're very oriented at sharing stuff, via the new PS4. They're very oriented at gaming. Gaming should always be the core mechanic of consoles. You can watch Netflix on it, of course, you can do, tweet from it or whatever, but console is console. So just leave, the PS4 to be a gaming machine for the most part. Please let all the resources, at least most of the resources, go for that, to make us gamers happy when we get the console. So I was very happy at the fact, the specs are, whatever, they're available somewhere in Google. Just type in PlayStation 4 specs and you will get it. I'm not gonna go over that. But I got out of breath. But, yeah, Killzone looks really good. 60 frames per second is something that we desperately needed on the console. And even though I posted some PC gameplay, I'm a console gamer. I'm not a Sony fanboy, but I'm a Sony fan. This is just the platform that I choose to play on, and I really like my PS3, my PS2, my PS1. A lot of history there. And here comes the bad news. You know, so the good news in a nutshell was the fact that, first of all, it was announced. Second of all, that it's a primary, you know, gaming machine, not some other bullcrap. Not a lot of talk about the motion sensor stuff. I mean, motion sensor gaming, I would just leave for the Wii. I don't care much for it at all. But of course, they're not gonna just dump the PS Move. They're gonna have to do something with it. And here comes the bad part, because there's a lot of talk, and supposedly the pre-orders have started in Europe, in limited areas, for the PS4, and the price, which originally was supposed to be said to be around $400 to $500, unfortunately that's going to go up. Unfortunately. So, pre-orders in Europe supposedly started at 599 euros. Which is 600 euros, obviously. And that made me sad. That made me sad. I follow a lot of technical information about how software gets cheaper with age. And, I mean, obviously this isn't a PC. This isn't a, you know, all out there, top of the line PC, you know, quality stuff in the console. So I figured that since they're going to be using not the high-end stuff, but kind of the medium stuff, just to give us 60 frames per second and a lot of better graphics, I guess. It's going to be cheaper because the PS3 came out in 2006, so that's 7 years. But it's supposed to be 600 euros, and which is going to carry over to the US for like fucking $700 or like $650, which is quite a lot. Hopefully that's not true, and also the games are supposed to be $80. So again, there's a spike in games. I don't know how people will react to it. I don't know how Xbox will react to it, if it's even true. But, you know, $400 to $450 was supposed to be the price range. I was really content with that, but then when I heard 600 to, you know, 600 plus, that kind of, I don't know, disappointed me. So, the downside of the whole thing was, they didn't announce the price, but I researched a lot. And I came across that. So the downside is the price. Very happy about everything else. It's seems like a very powerful machine. The graphics look amazing, you know, on a proper TV. So everything looked really awesome. The presentation I really enjoyed. You know, all the games, Watch Dogs and Killzone and Drive Club looked very interesting. Testing the new, I guess, strengths of the PS4. Again, a lot of emphasis on sharing the gaming experience, which I you know, approve. Which is awesome, which does not carry over into some stupid gimmicky shit that I thought that the new generation consoles are gonna have as a selling point. But this seems rather cool. So in the comment section below, please tell me your opinions about, not Killzone, but you can say Killzone, whatever, on the PS4 new generation consoles. And that's pretty much it from me. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. This is Krahu. I will see you guys next time. And if you could,